One of the things I found was possibly the worst male puberty video I've ever seen.
Wow.
I'd
That's saying
explain it.
something.
It's from the 70s.
You were looking up male puberty?
Yeah, well, I was just looking at old videos.
He wants to know what he's going through.
I was just looking. I wanted to know if I was normal or not.
It's like his voice just got deeper one day.
Yeah.
It's like, is it just me?
No, I was just going through old videos, and this one just really stood out because I don't think I've ever seen a sex ed video as bad as this one. It's from the 70s, and it's called "Am I Normal?" And it's a little bit lengthy, so we should just jump straight into it because there's a lot of things to note in it.
Okay.
Am I normal? I mean, does this happen to you?
Good music to start off with.
Lovely.
It all started when I noticed that everyone was suddenly interested in sex.
Oh, he probably listens to this show.
And a lot of crazy stories were going around.
Hey, listen to this.
At this point in the video, they're all sitting around in a locker room. And this guy, the older kid out of the bunch of them, has a big book of sex in front of him.
That he just carries
It's like
around.
the wonderful world of sex. It's just a huge encyclopedia.
Jack Market of London, England, had an erection 2 feet long.
Did he just
Held it
struggle
there
to
for-
say
He
erection?
did.
48 days. And 3 people sat on it before it finally snapped off. Is that stuff really true? Of course.
Sounds like that guy doing a different voice. Like he's having a conversation with himself, but it is another kid.
It's true. It happened to a friend of my brother's. Come on, man. Be cool.
But was it really true?
Be cool. Have your
Hey,
erection
Jimmy.
snapped.
You heard this stuff. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course it is, man.
Oh my god.
Then I had this embarrassing thing happen to me.
Just gets a boner in the locker room in front of the guys. He needs to oil that boner.
So,
Say.
what's
No, this is in
what
the
are we
hallway.
listening to here?
This is in the hallway. He's opening up his locker, and
Okay.
a schoolmate of his, a young lady, actually approaches him.
Ooh.
Hi, Jimmy. Want to go to the movies with me this weekend?
Hi, Jimmy.
What was happening with me?
Sure.
And suddenly he reaches into his pocket, like he's trying to hide something from him.
Doesn't he know about the belt technique?
Is this
Apparently
is
not.
this like a school for like special?
Slow. It
Because
might be.
Like that other guy sounded like he was about 16 and he couldn't pronounce erection. And she's like, "Hey Jimmy,
Yeah,
you want
alright.
to go to the
It's
movies?"
the 70s, man. It's the 70s. They're all drug fucked.
I guess.
What you doing?
Did she know?
Nothing.
I'm looking for my keys. I can't find my keys.
Oh, can I help?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
No, I'd rather you didn't. Okay. See you Saturday. Bye now.
Yes, you can.
Bye.
Or we'll save that for the movies.
The old,
Oh, I left this part in because it just sounds so random out of context. He starts bashing his head against the lockers and then eventually falls in an open one. But it just sounds like he's running up alongside a fence with his erection or something like that.
Hey, guys.
So he goes into the change room and he asks the other boys a question.
Well, I was just wondering. Well, see, I got a hard-on in the hall for no reason at all. Am I normal? I mean, if this happened to you.
What do you think his friends will say? If
It
Matty
was
D
the
came into the
70s,
room,
yeah,
if Matty D came into the room, he was like, "Hey guys, I just got an erection for no
I
reason
got
at
a
all."
hard on
Thinking,
Kieran.
yeah.
like, what would happen if like one of us at our respective schools walked into the locker room nowadays and said that? Like,
What do you think the reaction would be?
Maybe flattered? Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
what you mean, like nowadays or like from the video?
Oh, sure, just guess.
Point and laugh.
Yeah, I'd probably giggle my ass off. I've turned into Looney Tunes now. That's, one in the background sounded like he was hitting himself on the head with a mallet.
This is really brutal.
They laugh for like 10 minutes.
I decided to talk to a man who might have some answers.
Dad.
Dad?
Oh, yes.
What can I do for you, son?
Dad? Could you tell me about sex?
Jesus doesn't want you to have
You in
sex, son.
trouble or something?
That's
No,
communist.
Dad. Well,
You're gonna grow
it's
pregnant?
just that
You
Well,
lose your
nobody
keys.
in school seems to know what's going on. And I was just wondering, you know,
Oh,
I don't like the way he laughs.
Has the
You wanna
kid
talk
got an
about
erection?
sex
Has the kid got an erection now?
Let me
Probably.
show you some of my old magazines.
Some of the lines that the dad has here are incredibly
See me and your
creepy.
mama.
And the and the laughing doesn't help either, really.
want to know about sex.
Is he drunk?
Probably.
That's terrific, son. Just between you and me, right? Man to man.
Okay.
Father and son. You know,
We
my
don't
father
tell
never
anyone.
spoke to me about that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see now.
Sounds like he doesn't know what
Men
he's
have
talking about.
their own baseball bat.
If I do say so myself.
No, that's not it.
More of a little banana. If you cut a banana in half, maybe 3/4. Yeah, about that.
Girls have catcher's mitts.
At least your mother does,
Boys
anyway.
have, well, no. Am I helping you, son?
well, I don't think so, Dad.
I mean, now it looks
Okay,
more like a
okay.
grocery
Hey,
bag,
let's-
if you know what I mean.
Do this, Jim. There's first base, second base.
No, Dad. I mean, well, what about all these changes that are going on in my body and everything?
Changes.
What about... Don't tell me you're like the men now.
Changes.
Men just know about these things. That's all. They just know.
Why is he
It'll come to
angry?
you. You'll see.
Just want to talk about...
Now let's watch the game, huh?
He's off and running. O'Brien takes it on the second
I
base.
guess
comes-
he tried his best, but I was still in the dark.
Here comes my favorite part of the whole video. He wakes up, and there's a bit of a dark stain forming on the blanket.
Uh-oh.
Like a dream sequence was about to happen there.
If only.
What was this?
White elephants on
A
parade.
wet, sticky spot on my bed. I had to hide the evidence.
Now, one thing that really threw me off here is he's creeping around the house, and they play this music that's as close to the Pink Panther as possible. Listen out for it. The Pink Panther.
Oh, man.
The white splatter. Anyone got one? Come on, everyone out there.
I was going to use splatter. I was going to say the pink splatter.
I got nothing.
Okay.
The sheet stainer.
Is that you, Jimmy? Anything wrong? Nothing, Ma.
It's a really extended sequence of him creeping around, by the way. Why Pink Panther music?
By the way, Ma, I forgot to tell you, but I spilled water all over my bed. I guess I'm gonna have to put the sheets in the hamper. Okay, Ma?
Great. Good alibi. Why is it sticky?
Kid's a genius.
Why are you? Did you spill water over the front of your pants as well?
I decided to take action.
Where you going?
Could have just said he peed the bed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's much
I
I
less
guess that would have been
embarrassing.
less embarrassing. I mean, even peeing your bed at 12 is still a bit...
Isn't that worse?
Yeah, actually, I think.
Yeah, I
This is
sort of
like-
eaten my words. Yeah.
A wet dream's normal, but pissing your pants.
I need
At
the
12.
doctor.
And of course, he runs off to the library at this point.
Library!
What you gonna read?
Nothing!
What's wrong with that guy?
I knew what I had to do wasn't too cool, but I didn't have a choice.
Masturbate in the library.
I had
Did you
to
hear
find the answer.
Sound like the Predator was in the background.
Thought it was a woodpecker.
I had to find the answers out for myself. I want to know about the milk
Who goes, of course, to the librarian.
penis.
Before the
Excuse
incident.
me. I'd like to know about the male penis, please.
Here's something that you might be interested in.
She hands him like a gay porn magazine.
I'm just imagining her touching his lap. Anyway. Here's something.
Between the ages of 11 and 15,
Boys go through the physical and sexual changes of puberty. Their voice is lower, and hair begins to grow on different parts of the body. The penis gradually becomes larger and very sensitive to physical and emotional feelings. This is an erection. An erect penis is not a bone. It cannot snap or break off.
Despite popular belief.
Many different kinds of feelings can cause an erection. Often the penis will get hard for what seems like no reason at all.
By the way, I just wanted to point out, if you do watch the video, at this point it's showing like a classroom full of children, like an animated drawings of classroom of children, and they're thinking about things, and it was like, some of them are like women, bikinis, and then other people have like speech bubbles that say like cars and crowds, and comic books.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man, that comic book.
Those crowds, wait a man.
Those cars.
It can happen at any time, at any place, and can be very embarrassing.
Grandma's funeral.
Just
But it
imagining
is
all these
normal.
little dings are just like, it's different flashes of guys getting random erections in
Yeah.
public. It can happen anytime. Church. Ding.
Dinner table, while mum's tucking you into bed.
Oh.
And happens to most boys.
Some girls.
For the male, masturbation is touching or stimulating his sexual organs, causing the penis to become erect.
For the meal.
Often he will do this until the penis spurts out the milky white fluid called semen. This is ejaculation. Ejaculation is often accompanied by a special intense feeling called orgasm,
Why did it say
after
often?
which a person feels relaxed.
Sometimes it doesn't. Depends how much whiskey you drink,
I
I
was
guess.
going to say, like, isn't that the end game to get there? Like, you're not just going to do a half-assed job.
Right, I'm done.
I'm sure he'll go into that.
It is important to remember that just because you have an erection, it is not necessary to have an ejaculation.
Oh, that's what
Even
I'm
if
do
you
you
don't
mean?
ejaculate,
Who?
the erection will go away on its own.
Right, I need to take care of this.
Look at the size of that one.
Okay.
Before we get into the chaos that happens in this scene, I did cut out a part where he's sitting in the toilet reading the book about puberty, because he's, you know, taking a shit or whatever,
Yeah.
and reading the book. And his friend comes in and he's like, "What are you up to in there?" And he's like, "Nothing, just reading." He's just like, having fun time, are you? Because he thinks he's masturbating. And then, for some reason, the friend, like, goes into
Gotta
the...
skip to chapter 12.
Yeah, for some reason, his friend goes into the cubicle next to him and tries to peek over it and watch him masturbate for some reason. And then, of course, he falls in the toilet, as you do.
I've got to figure out, how do I do this?
Anyway, so they go to the zoo, and let's just say they're checking out some of the animals.
Oh, no.
I never knew they could get that long.
Okay, so that's what they're
Could you
talking
imagine
about.
if that one was human? Boy, that's what I call macho. Take a look at the size of the thing that lion's got.
Oh,
I
my
heard
God.
size don't make a difference.
Of course it does. It's got to.
What are you talking about?
It's only logical. Just think about it for a minute. Anyway, we don't have to worry. On the other hand, little Jimmy here. Hey, where'd he go?
Of course, little Jimmy, our main character, runs over to a man cleaning up after the animals to ask him, I guess, some important questions. And this is, by the way, hands down, the best part of the whole
Spank
video.
with the animals. Spank with the animals.
What can I do for you there, son?
Well, she has this question. It's
He whispers in
kind
his
of a biological kind of thing.
Shoot. Well, son, I admire your candor. You've come to the right man for the answer.
Ready?
Let's face it, in this job, I see a lot of penises. Animals' penises, that is.
Animals' penises, that is. Could not have been creepier with his delivery.
Some might
like
call
to
me the
see
penis
one?
expert.
Animal penis.
The only way it could have been creepier is if he was in the process of, like, cleaning the toilet or something.
I see a lot of penises. Animals' penises, that is. I can tell you one thing about these animals that you couldn't say about humans. They never worry about the size of the darn thing. One's as good as another. Just like noses.
But then why do people make jokes about it?
Well, you know.
And animals never complained about the size of my penis.
The animal never nags you. Never says, I'm not done yet.
Jesus Christ.
Never,
People
is
are
that
funny.
it?
Sometimes they try to make other folks feel small so they can feel big inside. Heck, fact is, being big or having big feet or big anything just has nothing to do with what kind of man you are.
That's his way of saying he's got a tiny penis. And that's all we got there.
Oh, Jesus. Animals' penises, that is.
In this job, I see a lot of penises.
It's like the
Animal penises.
He's like the Atticus Finch of penises.